Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel here at Turkey Swamp Park. This is in Monmouth County, New Jersey, and it's a county park. Great pull-through sites if first timers. You want a site that you don't have to back into, you can take it here. And I bumped into David today, and David has a really cool hard-side fiberglass travel trailer that he's going to give us a tour of today. And if a lot of you are not familiar with hard-sided travel trailers, this is an Escape, but there's also Casita, Scamp, Oliver, Nest by Airstream, Happy Camper, and Barefoot, and maybe a few more. Hello, David, and welcome to New Jersey Outdoor Adventures.
Hi, Patrick. Really great to meet you. I watch your channel regularly, and I was really thrilled when you're interested in doing a video on my camper. I want to start off by showing you my map. These are all the places that I have camped in this camper. I spent at least one night. Could be a campground, often it's boondocking, occasionally a Walmart. So I'm hoping to fill in the southeast the rest of this year, and then I'm going to snag these three on my way to Alaska in 2022. As you noted, Patrick, it's a molded fiberglass trailer. It's made of two halves that are sandwiched together. Very weather tight, which is the main reason I purchased it. It's 17 feet long. It's 6.5 feet wide. It's about 8.5 feet tall. I do have a lift on the axle, so that gives me a little bit more ground clearance. I do mostly boondocking, BLM land. It's a little tough in the Northeast or a couple national forests, but I go to places with this camper that I really have no business going into. And it's great. I have 150 watts of solar on the roof. I have two 6-volt golf cart batteries that give me 116 usable amp hours. And it's more than enough to run everything that I need to run. I'm a photographer by trade. I charge my computer, I charge my camera batteries, and it just fits my lifestyle perfectly. So why don't we go inside and I'll give you the tour. We got a nice spring-loaded screen door which keeps the no-see-ums out. And we'll step on into the main area here. Now when I bought the trailer, it comes as an option, it comes with a dinette in the front and the back. The woman I purchased it from had a full single bed in here, which is very comfortable, but it wasn't practical for my usage. So I prefer to have a larger bed in the back, which you'll see in a moment. And a few weeks ago, I tore out the single bed and I made this into a convertible dinette. It has a lagoon table, which swivels infinitely in any direction. It was probably one of the best investments I've made. It's very comfortable to dine for two. It swivels, it goes up and down, and it removes very easily for storage. I'm having cushions made now to match my other cushions, so in the meantime I'm using just some old sofa cushions that work out really well. I built a little shelf here just for a little bit of extra storage. I built a little storage under the seat here where I have some tools and miscellaneous things. Under this seat here, I have the shutoff for the toilet, and again, a little bit of storage. It comes with a lot of nice counter space here. This is a wardrobe for your clothes. I usually end up stacking my camera gear, my computer, things like that when I'm coming in and out. This is my electronic storage. I have a cell booster, which boosts the cell signal when I don't have a strong signal, so this is all my electronics in here. This is a really nice shelf for long items, so hiking poles, umbrellas, things of that nature I keep up here. Has a little reading lamp here, which is really great because you can really zoom in. Oh, did I just burn a bulb? I just lost a bulb. Look at that. Linen storage here. Smoke detector, have to be safe. These are great for storage, to just hang things. My antacids, my comb to make myself look beautiful. Real easy to grab stuff. My daughter made me this wonderful little Dave's Cave little plaque here. I like baseball hats, so I acquire different hats on my travels. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so that always goes with me. Let's see. Oh, back over here to the bureau. This came with a hanging clothes rod. I removed that. I put in this shelf They have a lot of storage there. Generally, I keep my dirty laundry there. And then I just bought this little bit at the, I think I bought this at the Container Store. So undies in the top, my shirts next, and then for the bottom half, everything goes in there. Easy, these come all the way out, slides in. I've tripled my storage by putting this in. This has been wonderful. It's an insulated trailer. Those of you who know what Reflectix is, it's basically bubble wrap with 2 layers of foil on the outside. And what Escape does, if you buy an insulated package, they put 2 layers of this on the wall, and then they cover it in a foam-backed vinyl. So it's a very nice, easily washable surface. It's very quiet in here. It really deadens the sound. You don't hear a lot of noise in the campground. The windows are thermal insulated double pane windows except for the front. All of the windows come with pleated shades, which come down for privacy. And then I put a Reflectix in to keep it more insulated, and also to help to cut down on the light a little bit more. So as we move to the mid cabin, up here we have a Max fan, which is wonderful. It's reversible. It has a thermostat control. You can leave it open in the rain because it has a shroud over it. They do come with a remote control model, which I don't have. I don't really need it because I can reach it easily. The interior is about 6'1" in height. I'm 6 foot and I don't touch the ceiling. So you can stand, you know, unless you're taller than 6'1", you'll be able to walk back and forth, no problem. And we got a bee in here because we didn't close the thing. All right. Mid cabin we have the wet bath, which is pretty standard. We have a nice window for ventilation. There is a fan up top that it will exhaust any of your shower steam. The flow is really good with the water pump and the hot water heater. It's a 6-gallon hot water heater. I've never run out of water. Take nice showers. It's wonderful having a bathroom in the camper. You don't have to go out in the middle of the night when nature calls. There's a nice sink here to wash up with. Toilet paper dispenser, so you just tuck this in and close it in. I take the rug out, I sit down, wet myself down. This has a on and off switch, so you wet yourself down, pause the water, soap up, rinse off, and you're all set. And now we'll move over to the kitchen. We have an exhaust fan here, which does a really good job, and if it doesn't quite keep up, the Max fan also does a great job of exhausting any cooking odors and smoke. 2-burner propane stove, which I'll use in the winter time or if it's inclement weather. Otherwise, I like to cook outside. Nice cover for the sink, so it gives you a little bit more counter space. Stainless steel sink, hot and cold running water. This nice counter extension, which again gives you more counter space. Here's normally where I keep pots and pans. They're all outside now because I've been cooking outside this weekend. This is over the wheel well. This is where I keep cleaning supplies. This is a little bit more storage. This is the propane furnace. So under here I keep miscellaneous pots, pans, toaster, although I don't usually get to use that because I don't normally have hookups. A nice utensil drawer here. And this is kind of my junk drawer, just like you have at home. So extra batteries, tape, a little toolkit, things like that that I need on the go. I also carry a big toolkit outside. Up here is my control panel for battery. My fresh water is 20 gallons, the black tank is 19, and the gray has 26. My hot water heater and my water pump to pump the water when I'm off grid. This is my solar charge controller, which regulates the power coming in from the solar panel to charge my batteries. Now we'll move to the bedroom area. So this is a 4-person dinette that I've converted mostly into a permanent bed. I can convert it back at any time. I just use the cushions from the dinette. That's the table. And I have a really nice 3-inch gel mattress from Amazon that makes it really nice and comfortable. Almost as comfortable as my bed at home. And here I have 110 outlets. So right now I have my weather station plugged in, charge my cell phones. On this side, I have the same, along with the cigarette lighter plug and a USB chargers, propane detector, so if I have a propane leak, that alarm will go off. Underneath this bench here, I have the hot water tank, the electric EMS, which controls the batteries, charging, and voltage regulator, surge suppression. I also have the water intake comes in here, 6-gallon hot water tank, as well as the electric and the circuit breaker panel. This is the very nice window. I love that it's an awning window so you can keep it open in the rain. But this is also your emergency exit if you need to get out in a fire or some other emergency. This tends to slip out, so we just slip a clothespin in there and it never comes out with that. This screen just pulls right out and you can get out the window quickly. All the lighting in here is LED, very low power usage. You can leave the lights on all day long. It's never going to run out of electricity. It comes from the factory with a 3-way, 3 cubic foot refrigerator, propane, 110 and 12 volt. I recently put in this refrigerator. This is 4 cubic feet, fits in the same amount of space. It's from Truck Fridge in Kentucky, and it has a little freezer, tons of storage space. It runs on 12 volts and 110, keeps everything cold, frozen, very low energy usage, and this is my first trip with it, and so far I absolutely love it. Above the fridge, we have a pantry with a nice mirror. Make yourself beautiful for YouTube on Patrick's channel. I have a little shelf from IKEA to increase my storage. And you can't put a microwave in here, Patrick. It's already pre-wired for a microwave oven. Above here, we have a second manual vent, 14 by 14, standard size. It's pre-wired already for air conditioning. So if I wanted to put air in, I just take this out, put it in, it's already wired. But honestly, I haven't found a need for it. I mostly camp in either hot, dry climate. I have a couple 12-volt fans, or I camp in the Northeast or in the northern climates. I really don't need it. More storage under here. Again, this is the other wheel well. Laundry detergent, garbage bags, bug spray, that sort of thing. And these little clasps keep the doors from opening when I'm driving. Every now and again you hit a bump and I'm mopping up Tide from the floor. We don't want to have to do that. I have some clothing hooks here, which are great. I forget what these are called, but everybody could find them online. Escape did install these for me. This is the thermostat for my furnace. So you just set it and it turns on and off automatically, keeps you comfortable in the winter time. I have plenty of storage all around. These 3 here. I have games and stuff here. This is extra kitchen. These are like all my Tupperware, extra utensils, my plates. And up here, I have all my spices. Again, more pots and pans, Ziploc bags, coffee filters, things like that. I actually have trouble filling up the space. There's more storage than I need. There's a nice linoleum floor. Very easy to take care of. In the wintertime, I will put a foam rug down that just keeps the floor a little bit more comfortable and keeps the dust down. I'm going to go outside. Okay, so we're going to go outside now. Escape makes a great door. It's molded to the camper itself. It's 2-sided. I'm not sure if they insulate it or not, but it's have this little hook to keep it in place so the wind doesn't blow it. It's very solid when it closes. Again, we have a nice stainless steel hardware, a thermal window door that's translucent so people cannot see inside, so you have your privacy. Easy step that stores for the road. And while we're underneath, if you look here, they have a spray foam option insulation, which will insulate your tanks. So your freshwater tank, so you can camp in colder climates and not have to worry about your tanks freezing up. Stabilizer jacks, which keep it nice and stable so when you walk, it's not bouncing around. They have nice custom rims, aluminum. These are great 15-inch tires. Again, I've been off-road, no problems at all. This is a remote for my weather station that lets me know what the outdoor temperature is. Nice 110 outlet here. This, by habit, I don't normally use this in campgrounds because it's secure, but when I'm out in the middle of the nowhere, I always put this on. Just try to deter the thieves. You know, one more obstacle to overcome if they want to take my trailer. Outdoor light, which is controlled, excuse me, Patrick, with the nice switch here. So I can turn it on and off from the inside. And again, all LED lights, throws a nice light pattern and very low electric usage. This is ventilation for the refrigerator. So the cold air comes in here, picks up any heat that the refrigerator gives off, and it exits through the top here. So your fridge is nice and cool and will run efficiently. And we'll go around to the back in a second. Oh, it also does come with an awning. I believe this one is 10 foot. I took it off because honestly I don't use it most of the time, so I have that stored at the house. But that's a standard feature on this trailer. Full-size spare tire, also with an aluminum rim. I mentioned previously the two 6-volt batteries, which give me 232 amp hours. It has a nice steel box frame construction, a nice hitch here for a bike rack. Generally, I will often take a couple of bikes with me to use when I'm on the road. A tube here that stores my sewer hose, so when I dump my black and gray tank. Again, all LED lights, very bright, very easy to see at night. Coming around to this side, we've got, again, this awning window. I put these rain gutters on, so when the rain comes down, the water will just run over here and I don't have to worry about closing them. So the electric comes with a retractable electric power cord. I decided to install this instead. It's easier because this detaches and I can store it separately instead of inside, and it helps to keep any insects or other predators from getting inside. This is the city water connection, so I keep it turned off when I go away in case I have a leak. Otherwise, you'll just flood your trailer. The water just keeps flowing. So turn it on, turn it off. And when you don't have city water, this is the fill for the freshwater tank. And you fill that up, and I forget what it says, 20 gallons, something like that, which normally will last me 4 to 5 days. This is the hot water tank, again, 6-gallon tank. I put this screen on because in many areas, mud daubers and wasps will build nests in there. They'll clog up your tube and it won't work properly. So this keeps all of the critters out of there. And once a year I change the anode rod, and twice a year I flush the water system and disinfect everything. So I have no trouble drinking the water that I put in here. I filter everything that I put in anyway. And let's see what we got. Oh, here is the freshwater tank, and very easy to drain it at the end of the trip. Normally what I'll do is I'll just turn it on and drive down the road, and then people will stop me and say I have a leak. But normally after 15 or 20 minutes that's empty. Nice outdoor shower, hot and cold running water, which again is great if you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't want to use the wet bath. You just stand outside, take a nice shower, very refreshing. This is the exhaust for the stove. Again, when you're cooking, very powerful fan will blow all the cooking odors and smoke out here. This is my exhaust for my furnace that we reference inside, and a nice little light here, again LED, especially at night. If you have to dump your tanks, it's really great to have this area illuminated. So I have your black tank here. This just comes off. You dump the black first, and then you dump your gray water tank, and that kind of flushes out the line and gets rid of all the nasty stuff that was in there. And again, here's more of that foam insulation. You see it's very hard. It's not particularly attractive. It's very effective though. And let's see, some standard running lights. And here are the weights. If memory serves, when I'm all loaded up, dry weight on this is about 2,600 pounds. When I'm loaded up, I'm at about 3,200. and it's rated for 3,500. This is a 2015. The newer models, I believe the gross weight is 4,000, so you have even that much more cargo carrying capacity. Coming out to the front, we've got a nice rock guard here, which keeps the windshield from breaking, and a little advertising for the company. This is a hugely popular feature with most Escape trailers. It's a molded fiberglass storage box that is invaluable to me. I have my wheel covers in here, my extra hoses, my extra stabilizers, electric. I use an electric drill to raise and lower the stabilizers, which is much easier than cranking them down as I'm getting up there in age. And other miscellaneous things, barbecue tools, breaker bar if I get a flat tire. I would have to carry all of this somewhere inside or in the back of my truck. So this just is a wonderful feature. I tow it with a 2014 Nissan Frontier 4-liter engine, plenty of torque, plenty of horsepower. I get roughly 14 miles to the gallon towing, which is excellent. Back to the trailer, I have a weight distributing hitch, which just kind of helps from sway and fishtailing if a big truck goes by. Although honestly, hooked up to this truck, I hardly notice that it's back there. I have a wonderful electric jack, which helps me to raise and lower the trailer, which really saves my back from cranking it up. 2 20-pound propane tanks, and I lock up my chains and my tanks, because especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere, they will steal the tanks. So that comes out really nice. And a propane tank will probably last me 2 months. Unless it's winter time, then I go through it a little bit more quickly. So in order to tow, Escape trailers come standard with a 7-way pin. So this controls all of your lights, but more importantly, it controls your electric brakes. Now in New York State, where I live, the limit is 1,000 pounds. Any trailer over 1,000 pounds have to have brakes. So this plugs into the back of my truck. I have a brake controller, and it senses when I'm slowing down, and then that applies the electric brakes to the trailer. So the trailer and the vehicle slow at the same rate. There's also an emergency cable, which you hook up to the back of the truck. If for whatever reason your trailer becomes detached from the tow vehicle, this pin will pull out and the brakes will be applied automatically, so your trailer is not bounding down the highway. That's also what the chains are for. The chains also hook up to the hitch of the vehicle. So again, if for some reason the trailer became disengaged from the tow vehicle, they would still be attached by the chain. So there's multiple backup systems in the event of an emergency. It has a 2-inch ball, which is pretty standard, I think, on most trailers of this size. I put this little lock and this lock, again, minor deterrent for thieves. If they're going to steal it, they're going to steal it, but I'd rather they take the other guy's trailer instead. And looks like we're back where we started from.
Well, David, thank you very much for giving our viewers a tour today of your Escape trailer. Now, did you start with this travel trailer, or did you have other things previously?
No, Patrick, I had a couple of pop-up trailers, which I love. When my kids were smaller, it was a very economical way to travel, easy to tow with a minivan. We could tow it just about anywhere. We didn't need a brake controller because it was very light, and it was great. It was like tent camping in a box. But as my kids have grown and moved away, and I, in my work, travel more, I want to be comfortable. And so this was a wonderful option for me to be able to camp in all seasons, tow very easily with a mid-sized pickup truck, and I really have all of the comforts of home. The pop-ups are great. I've just evolved into this, and honestly, I don't know that I'll evolve much more than this. As I said before, it's very agile and mobile. It gets me into the places that I wouldn't be able to get with a larger trailer.
Now, when you did your research on shopping, why did you pick a hard-sided travel trailer like this versus maybe an ultralight or some other form factor?
I used to sell insurance, and I try to avoid catastrophe at all costs. I was very concerned about a stick-built trailer for durability and leaking, and when I read all the forums on the various hard-sided molded fiberglass trailers, there's very few places where water can get into. And if it does, there's really no wood inside that can rot. So even if one of my vents leaked up top, I wouldn't have to worry about I'm going to get mold, my trailer's going to be destroyed. So also because it's an egg shape, it's very, very durable. I actually jackknifed off the road 2 years ago in this, and the only thing that happened was I broke a few dishes. The trailer itself was absolutely fine. So the other thing, in some places you have to have a hard-sided trailer in bear territory. So if you have a hybrid with pull-out beds, you can take that into some places in Yellowstone, Glacier, things of that, so many provincial parks in Canada. With a hard-sided trailer, you don't have that worry. Plus, I think just security-wise, it's tougher for people to get into. If you have a pop-up or a tent trailer, it's a little bit less secure. People can just cut the screen or cut the canvas and they can get in. I feel a little bit more secure having a trailer like this.
What is ownership like with an escape trailer in relation to factory and service?
The wonderful thing about Escape is every trailer is custom made. They don't have showrooms. They're built in Chilliwack, British Columbia. They have a wonderful website, which Patrick will put a link in below. But you go in, you customize your trailer. They have many options. If you don't like their options for materials for the floor or the cushions, you can send them your own, and they will make the cushions out of your material. They will put your flooring in. The owners are accessible. I have emailed them, and the owner has called me back. They have a limited production schedule because it's more labor intensive to build something like this than a regular factory line where they're cranking out who knows how many trailers a day. My understanding is Escape produces 2 to 3 trailers a day. So it's very quality controlled, it's meticulous. Every trailer brand has issues. They all generally use the same refrigerators, the same furnaces, water tanks, pumps. Those items break. In my case, my refrigerator broke after 5 years. So I had 5 years of use out of it, and I just replaced it with something that better suited my needs. But Escape is a wonderful company to deal with. They're very responsive. They have a great Facebook group and a great online forum. The owners are very passionate. We will argue with anybody that our trailer is the best brand, just like I'm sure many of your viewers, they love their trailers as well. But the main thing is not what you have, what brand you have, or what type you have. Anybody can get out there and start camping. You can do it in a pop-up. You can convert a cargo trailer. You can convert a van. You can put a cot in there and a cooler, and you could be camping this weekend. You really don't have to spend a lot of money to get out there and enjoy nature.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, we're here at a beautiful county park here. It's pretty quiet. We're outdoors and enjoying the lifestyle. But you use this for business.
Yes.
And this helps you reach different customers or get you to different places that help keep you inspired. How are our viewers going to be able to follow your journeys?
Well, if you'll be so kind, you can post my Instagram and Facebook links below. I'm primarily an event photographer. I do weddings and such, but with the virus, all of my work is canceled for the year. Again, I live in New York. We can't have gatherings of more than 50 people currently. Most people want to have a big celebration for their wedding. So right now I'm out of work. So I'm building up my wildlife and my landscape business. And this, honestly, I could not do it without this. I went to Colorado 2 months ago for a month. I was gone the entire month. I spent $0 on camping. Gas was very affordable, and it was very an economical way for me to travel. And every night, I came back to my home, my second home, my clothes, my bed, my food. Don't have to pay for a hotel. I sleep as well here as I do in my bed at home.
Well, David, thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your beautiful trailer for our channel and our viewers. I hope it was helpful for them in making a decision on what they're going to build or what they're going to buy next. Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I'd love it, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks so much, Patrick. It was wonderful meeting you.